What's up, guys? I'm going to do a quick little cliche tackle warehouse unboxing. I just got in my Black Friday order from the 20% off deal. If you're like me, I really encourage you to take advantage of that little sale and get some stuff that you know you're going to throw throughout the year. It's a great opportunity to save some cash and make your hard-earned dollar go a little extra distance. So as you can see, I already opened this because when I get a tackle warehouse unboxing, I don't have like the self-control to not just open it right away. But I'm going to take you through it and tell you what I got. So first things first, this is what I'm probably most excited about. That's the 6 cents curve crankbait. I've heard a lot of great things about this. This particular color is called Bluegill Spawn. 6 cents had an extra 10% off, so this bait's usually like $9, and I think I got it for like 6 or something. I've heard a lot of people talk really good things about this bait. A lot of people compare it to the original Wiggle Wart, so I'm going to put in some time on that and let you guys know how that goes. Next up, this is one of the most underrated jerk baits on the market in my opinion. I used to have one and it caught a lot of fish. It was a great bait. The hooks were sticky sharp right out of the package. It cast super well, had great action, and a lot like the Mega Bass, but I cast it off after a few fish and never saw it again, so I had to get another one. They're about 15 bucks usually, which is substantially cheaper than the Mega Bass, which is why I go towards it. Tactical Bassin recommended it to me, and they really like this bait as well, so if you don't trust what I'm saying, at least trust what they're saying. So there you go. That's called the Jackal Re-Range, and that color is the Ghost Wakasagi or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce it. Up next, we got a 6 cents Divine hybrid jig. I like to consider myself a fisherman who's wise about what he buys, and not just some kid who clicks on YouTube videos and watches a guy do well and buys a bait. But I have to admit, I watched Milliken Fishing slay a bunch of big fish out of this pond with this jig, so figured I'd give it a try. Apparently it's really good in the sense it's very versatile. You can drag it, swim it, flip it, whatever. So I'm going to give that one a try. And that color is Dark Water Craw. Up next, got a Dirty Jigs tackle, 1/2 ounce beaver craw, typical. Got a Booyah Baits, green pumpkin, 1/2 ounce flipping jig. War Eagle, black and blue, 1/2 ounce flipping jig. You can't tell, black and blue and green pumpkin are kind of my two go-to colors like most people. Clear water, green pumpkin, dirty water, black and blue. You can cover a lot of different water clarities with those two colors really, so. And here we go. This is basically my staple jig trailer. I like this in particular when the water gets really cold. It's called the Zoom Salty Chunk. This, and don't mistake it with the Salty Pro Chunk. The actual original big salty chunk has that extra meat kind of in the trailer body right there. And that really slows down the fall. I actually caught the biggest fish I've caught this year on this, paired with a 1/2 ounce green pumpkin jig, and I dyed the tips chartreuse. Caught an 8.55 a while back on that in October. And I got 2 more packs of those. Up next, got the Zoom Super Chunk in black and blue. Same thing. I don't know why I just showed it to you twice. But I really like this jig when the water's a little bit warmer. I feel like I need a little bit smaller profile than the big salty chunk. And I really like this. I actually paired up with a green pumpkin jig. So I don't know, for whatever reason, I really like the way that the green pumpkin kind of fades into that black and blue with that smaller profile. Caught a lot of fish on it. Figured it'd be good to stock up on them. They're super cheap. They're like $2.90 or something a pack, and after the discount, they're like $2.50 or something. So great, great chunk. Also got some net bait pack of chunks. Green pumpkin, black and blue. Stocking up on my staple colors. Let's see here. Oh yeah, Bruiser baits. So this is a brand of baits that you guys should check out if you haven't already. I personally have only fished their Avenger. I'm the kind of guy who doesn't like spending money on a name brand. I'm not very brand loyal in anything that I do. Like, grew up playing basketball. I had tons of different brands of shoes, stuff like that. I don't really care about names. I care about how it produces. And this bait right here, it's called the Bruiser Baits Avenger. And this bait right here is a great Strike King structure bug alternative. They're about $3 a pack, I believe. And this thing, the action is unbelievable. And as you can see, the profile is pretty similar to the structure bug. and its legs go crazy in the water. You can pinch off these little appendages if you want, or just leave it like it is. I've caught them on it bare, just fishing it as a Texas rig, and I've also caught it on the back of a jig. So all in all, great creature bait. I got 3 packs of those. I got the watermelon red right here. Trying to get that back in the package without bending it all up. Yep, so I got watermelon red there. And green pumpkin right there. And surely enough, black and blue right there. So figured I'd get the green pumpkin, black and blue, and then throw in that watermelon red in case I run into some really clear water. And so basically that's what I was saying, is that's the only bait that I've actually thrown from that brand, but I liked it so much that I kind of have a little bit of trust and curiosity for their brand as a whole. So I also got some other baits from them. This is called the Super Swimmer, I believe. Yeah, Super Swimmer. Got that in green pumpkin. I originally intended on getting it as a chatterbait trailer and a swim jig trailer, but it's a little bit bigger than I thought. It'll still work, but I'll have to trim it down some. And I'm also planning on throwing that on a just like weedless rig through grass. See how that does. I think it could really produce. I like the feel of it. It's definitely got some meat on it. And I think it'll swim well if it's anything like the Avenger, but we'll see. Alright, got some more Bruiser bait stuff. Black and blue, green pumpkin of the Crazy Craw. Now this kind of looks like their idea of a Rage Craw. But again, $3 a pack instead of like 6 or whatever the actual Rage Craw is. We'll see how it is. If it's got action like the Avenger, then I think it'll really produce. I'm planning on using that as a jig trailer and also maybe throwing it on a Texas rig here and there. But we're going to see. I will, if I find out that these baits are exceptionally awesome or exceptionally awful, I'll probably make a video about it. But for now, I don't really have the time to go out and fish, and honestly the water is super, super cold and murky right now where I live, so I probably won't be out on the water a whole lot. Alright, these I got, and you can hear I've been kind of talking about how reluctant I've been to buy Rage Tail stuff this whole time. But this bait right here, I can't go into a spawning season here in a couple months without getting this. And the reason for it is because obviously it has great action, everything Rage Tail does, but it's so small and compact. I mean, you can see how small they are next to my hand. It's really hard for a big bed bass to not engulf the whole thing. I mean, obviously it can pick it up by the tail and stuff, but there's a greater chance for it actually getting the hook in its mouth because it's so small. And actually last season I put it on a Ned rig and it seemed to work pretty well. So I'm going to try that again this year. We'll see how it goes. And if the whole spawning fish thing doesn't work out too well, probably just throw it on the back of a white swim jig or something like that. Alright, got another one of those Booyah half-ounce green pumpkin jigs right there. Those are like $2 each, so I mean if you're looking for just a jig that gets it done, it's not anything fancy, but it works. Here I got a greenfish skipping jig. I've never actually bought a real genuine skipping jig before because I've always just kind of gotten a flipping jig and learned how to skip it. Nothing wrong with that, but I figured while I was getting some, I found a cheap one or two on Tackle Warehouse and figured I'd actually see if it gives me much of an advantage. So that's the greenfish half-ounce skipping jig and green pumpkin. KVD 1.5 square bill. I threw this a ton in the spring and fall. Just a great staple bait. I've never tried this color before. This is called Orange Bream. Honestly, it's not as vibrant as I thought, but I think it has that kind of natural look, but still enough color to get the fish's attention. So I'm gonna probably wait and save that for some clean water. It looks really good to me though, so we're gonna see how that produces. And my all-time favorite color, as pretty much every YouTube fishing kid's color is, blackback chartreuse. Awesome bait. Caught a 5+ on this a few weeks ago with a buddy. Great time. This is a great bait for numbers, and you'll run into a big fish or two every once in a while. And all the hype's been about this bait lately. This is the KVD 1.5 deep. So this is the same bait as this, except for it's supposed to dive, I think, 8 to 10 feet or something like that instead of 3 to 5. So I'm really excited to see how that'll work. I've Found myself out in the water, especially in the pre-spawn, wondering how a square bow would produce if it was a little deeper. So we're going to see how that is. I have high hopes for it. I will say I think it's a little ridiculous. Strike King added like $2 to the cost of this bait just for that extra little bit of plastic on the bill. Seems kind of weird to me, but I'm going to try it out, see how it works. And next up, 3 red-eye shads. This is another staple bait for me. If I'm throwing a lipless, I'm throwing this bait. I know people say great things about stuff like the LV500, but I don't have 16 bucks to spend on one lipless crankbait when I can buy 3 of these for the same price. This one's Sam Rayburn Red. This one is Chrome Blue. Chrome Blue, yes, sorry. And that's kind of like my staple color right there. This thing just gets it done, especially when you need that extra shine on the sunny day. That thing gets bit like crazy when those fish are fired up. Got this red color because I know that that tends to do a little better. For whatever reason, it seems like in the early spring that bait kind of kills them. So, and then I just got that Phantom Perch color. Thought it looked really cool, so I'm going to try that out. And one thing I will say is the really glossy paint here, it chips really, really quickly. So as awesome of a bait as this is, it's not going to last you as long as these colors that aren't that metallic, shiny look. So definitely recommend this color. I haven't tried this one out yet, so I can't talk on that, but this is a great color if you're looking to get one. Mustad Ultra Point. This is my go-to replacement treble hook because the hooks that come with these are utter garbage, and don't even try and fish without replacing the hooks because you will lose fish, even if you're KVD or the best fisherman in the world who is KVD, whatever. You know what I'm saying. Don't fish without replacing the treble hooks. You will regret it, and you will lose a fish, and you will feel bad about it. And last but not least, half-ounce Spintrix underspin. So I've fished the fish head underspin a ton before, but Tactical Bassin has talked about this one before and how much they love this particular underspin, so I'm gonna give it a try. I did mean to get the 3/8 ounce one instead of the half ounce, but we will see how this goes. I'll fish it in a little deeper water. You can see the head on that thing is huge. I don't know, I guess you got to put that half ounce of weight somewhere, but we're gonna see how that goes. So thanks for watching, guys. That's concluding my video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I probably won't be doing many of these Tackle Warehouse unboxings in the future. This is the most I've ever spent on tackle all at once, actually, $106. So I'm not a big tackle junkie. I like to buy it when I can, and I capitalized on this good deal. But so yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have a good time on the water. Hope you guys can kind of get through these cold next couple of months, and I will see you guys back on the water in the spring. See you guys.